All right, guys, welcome back to Video Game Leaks. And as you guys know, Dead Island 2 has been in the works for about 500 years by now. And I've got to say, it feels pretty strange to say that it's actually coming out in just a matter of hours by the time you're seeing this video. This zombie killing action RPG is set to release on April 21st of 2023 after over a decade of delays and setbacks. And while a lot of people are rightfully on the fence about whether or not it's going to be worth the wait, I'm here today to talk about everything that you need to know about the experience because a ton of gameplay just got leaked. Review copies of Dead Island 2 have been out in the wild for a few days now, and naturally tons of footage has started to leak online of the full unedited experience. A while back, Deep Silver released a pretty lengthy gameplay showcase of Dead Island 2, and to their credit, they talked about just about everything the community was curious about, and now we have full unedited footage to go over. And in this video, we're going to go over and give you guys all the details, the full breakdown of what you can expect from this legendary game before you decide whether or not you want to drop the money on it. So be sure to like this video if you're excited for Dead Island 2. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any future updates like this one. And let's get into this. So in total, roughly 14 hours of gameplay leaked online, and seemingly the entire game. So in this video, we're going to be avoiding all of these spoilers for the story, but we're going to talk about the gameplay and the trophies and whatnot. So if you don't want to see all that stuff, then it's probably best to click off this video. But let's get started with the list of trophies and achievements that leaked, because as of April 19th, we seemingly have knowledge of every single one of them. The first one being making your mark, complete 10 non-story quests. We've got Oh Shiny, find your first legendary weapon. Zombologist, unlock every zombie type in Zompedia. Attacking the deck, collect 30 skill cards. Anger management, slay 50 zombies with fury attacks. This is my weapon, fully upgrade a superior weapon and customize with a mod or perk. Hazardous material, slay 100 zombies using caustic fire or shock damage. Break a leg, maim 100 zombie limbs. Slayer squad, complete any 5 quests in co-op. I am the resurrection, revive other slayers 5 times. Coup de grace, slay 25 zombies using finishing moves. Perks of the job, complete 5 blueprint challenges. Donk, throw a melee weapon and hit a zombie 35 plus meters away. Apex Predator, knock down 10 Apex variants. And then we've got I got a zombie army and you can't harm me. Perform 25 defensive moves. There's Rising Star, complete 20 non-story quests. On Safari is another one where you have to complete the first tier of every zombie challenge. Next we have Variety is the Spice of Death, complete the first tier of every weapon challenge. Zombidissel Maniac, complete the first tier of every combat challenge. We've got survival skills, Smorgasbord, Sharpest Tool in the Box, Soul Survivor, Jumbo Keyring. There's Bookworm, LA Influential, and then Max Headroom, which you get by completing level 30. So now let's go ahead and get into the leaked gameplay and all the things we've learned from it. As you probably know, Dead Island 2 is an action RPG from the first person perspective with an emphasis on melee combat. The early sections of the game seem rather linear, and this is definitely not going to be your traditional open world RPG. Instead, you'll be running around various districts based on Los Angeles and completing objectives to upgrade your weapons and abilities. The weapon sheet has 8 slots at the start, although you likely won't be filling in all of them until a little while after the game when you actually find enough stuff to carry with you into battle. And each weapon will have a set of upgrades and attachments to make them even better. There's also a number of environmental puzzles like finding batteries to putting them in generators, the kind of thing you'd expect from a game that's all about finding new gear and unlocking new parts of the map. Combat is also very arcadey with tons of pop-ups on the HUD while you're fighting zombies. Enemies all have health and stamina bars above their head, so you could use that to your advantage and plan your attacks, and you'll get damage pop-ups after striking them. Zombies are extremely detailed in this game, meaning you'll have to be extra careful about turning your back, because even after you've blown off all of their limbs or ripped off the flesh from their bones, they can still chase after you until their health is completely depleted, so don't get too cocky during group fights. Zombies can be curb stomped whenever they're down on the ground, which is a helpful way to ensure that they won't get back up. It's like the newscaster from Shaun of the Dead said, remove the head or destroy the brain. You could also charge up and swing with a melee weapon, which will leave you vulnerable to attacks, but also give you a much higher chance of dropping an enemy immediately. So remember that when you get into a fight, if you have multiple enemies charging you, it's probably not a good idea to charge up and swing, but if you're safe distance away from them, charging up a swing can end the fight pretty quickly and also give you a pretty awesome kill animation. Food and drink play a major role in health and stamina regeneration, and there is a heavy emphasis on exploration. Since the game isn't truly open world, it seemingly gave Deep Silver room to jam pack each area with collectibles and secrets to make sure that you look in every room and alleyway that you can, because there are surely going to be a ton of items that you could pick up. The tone of this game is also much more comedic than the previous Dead Island games, which did their best to balance the seriousness and the wackiness. Dead Island 2 goes all in on the goofiness of a California zombie apocalypse, so expect a ton of SoCal stereotypes and over-the-top humor, although most of the comedy comes from the sheer insanity of the gameplay, which I think fits the tone rather well. Now throughout the game, you'll play as a handful of different characters, all of which have their own unique abilities and skill cards that you can mix and match along your journey. At first, your skills are going to be very limited, but as you grind the game, level up, and explore, you'll be able to beef up your character and turn yourself into the ultimate zombie killing machine. Character ranking seems reasonably paced as well, as the leaked gameplay showed the player reaching level 3 roughly after 30 minutes of playtime. I've got to admit that the character animations aren't great in Dead Island 2 despite the zombies looking really good. You'll notice things like your character's sprinting animation looks very awkward and stiff, as well as things like your footstep sounds not really lining up with your movement, as well as things like icing and punching animations having very little weight to them, which could make it look a little bit strange when zombies go flying as a result of them. But I guess that's to be expected from a game that's been in development for so long and is also built for previous generation hardware, but hopefully these things will be ironed out with future patches, because at the current time of recording this video, the character animations can really pull you out of the game. Overall, Dead Island 2 looks very promising and a nice throwback to the mid-late 2010s of video game design, where you're setting out on an interesting world and completing various objectives without needing to run around an open world for 30 minutes just to get to your next plot point. The story moves at a pretty quick pace without making you feel like you can't explore and do some treasure hunting, which is a very good thing. I've seen some early reviews claim that the game is bad because it feels like a very old school game, but I disagree entirely. After the open world market got so saturated, I think Dead Island 2 is the kind of game that we all need. It's simple, it's satisfying, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. Personally, I will be picking up this game on day one. I was already interested in it, but the leaked gameplay 100% sold me on getting a copy, and honestly, I recommend you check it out as well. By the time this video is up, you will likely already see gameplay from Let's Players, but I would just say wait until the game is confirmed to work properly on launch. So I say don't pre-order it yet until you see the reviews come through and all the YouTubers play the game. If the launch goes smoothly and there are no game-breaking bugs, Dead Island 2 will likely be worth the money. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on Dead Island 2. Like the video, subscribe to the channel with your notifications turned on, and let me know if you guys would like to see any more videos on Dead Island 2, as I will personally be playing it at launch, and I'm happy to provide if you guys would like to see it. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Wes, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.